Betty Friedan was born Betty Naomi Goldstein on February 4, 1921, in Peoria, Illinois. In 1947, Betty married Carl Friedan. They went on to have 3 children: Daniel, born in 1948, Jonathan, born in 1952, and Emily, born in 1956. Betty was restless as a homemaker and began to wonder if other women felt the same way she did, that she was both willing and able to be more than a stay-at-home mom.
I am here to testify before this committee to oppose Judge Carswell's appointment to Supreme Court Justice on the basis of his proven insensitivity to the problems of the 53rd percent of the United States citizens who are women, and specifically on the basis of his explicit discrimination in a circuit court decision in 1969 against working mothers.
Betty Friedan surveyed graduates of Smith College. The results of her research formed the basis of her book, The Feminine Mystique, published in 1963, throughout which Friedan encourages women to seek new opportunities for themselves. The book quickly became a sensation, creating a social revolution by dispelling the myth that all women wanted to be happy homemakers, and marking the start of what would become Friedan's incredibly significant role in the women's rights movement. The work is also credited with spurring second-wave feminism in the United States. Friedan did more than write about confining gender stereotypes. She also became a force of change. Pushing for women to have a greater role in the political process, she co-founded the National Organization for Women in 1966, subsequently serving as its first president. She also fought for abortion rights by establishing the National Association for the Reappeal of Abortion Rights, also known as NARAL Pro-Choice America, in 1969. Additionally, with other leading feminists such as Gloria Steinem and Bella Abzug, Friedan helped create the National Women's Political Caucus in 1971.
I speak in my capacity as National President of the National Organization for Women, which has led the exploding new movement in this country for full equality for women in truly equal partnership with men, and which was organized in 1966 to take action to break through discrimination against women in employment, education, government, and in all fields of American life.
In this speech, she uses her authority as the National President of the National Organization for Women to show the court that she has the authority to persecute Judge Carswell's opinions, statements, and actions concerning women.
Judge Carswell justified discrimination against such women by a peculiar doctrine of sex plus, which claimed that discrimination which did not only apply to all women, but only to women who did not meet specific standards not applied to men, was not sex discrimination.
She then uses her authority by questioning the sex plus doctrine and exposes the discrimination and blatant inequality of genders. On October 13, 1969, in the Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals, Judge Carswell was party to a most unusual judiciary action which would permit employers, in defiance of the law of the land as embodied in Title VII of the 1964 Civil Rights Act, to refuse to hire women who have children. Judge Carswell voted to deny a hearing of the case, an action which in effect would have permitted employers to fire the 4.1 million working mothers in the U.S. today who have children under age 6. They comprise 38.9% of the nearly 10.6 million mothers in the labor force today.
Betty Friedan effectively uses logos to support her argument. She points out facts and information in her speech, appealing to reason.
I trust that you gentlemen of the committee do not share Judge Carswell's inability to see women as human beings too. I will, however, put these questions to you. How would you feel if, in the event you were not re-elected, you applied for a job at some company or law firm or university and were told you weren't eligible because you had a child? How would you feel if your sons were told explicitly or implicitly that they could not get or keep certain jobs if they had children?
Betty uses pathos to appeal to the men of the committee on a parental level, as well as forcing them to put themselves in a position that the women are in. All of these aspects of Betty Friedan's speech supported her message and aided in the refusal of Judge Carswell's nomination on April 8, 1970, on basis of his strict construction of the Constitution.